this module, your notions of academic integrity may be challenged. Can you answer each of these questions with accuracy? And I want you to talk about this in a group. Don't hold up your card until I do the countdown. But I want you to determine with your friends, your people you're sitting beside, whether these statements are true or false, and I'll give a countdown, and when I get to 1, you can hold up the card. So is this true or false? I'm testing to see whether you, nope, don't hold it up until I count down. When I say the word 1, you can hold up the card. Ready? True or false? I haven't said the word 1 yet. Don't hold up the card until I say the word 1. I can write my papers and/or assignments in my native language and then have someone else translate them into English for me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. False. Exactly right. False. We talked about that. So you were listening. Thank you. Okay, next one. I can use the words, ideas, or writings of others in my own papers as long as I cite my sources. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. That is true. I can work with friends and classmates on homework assignments or lab projects, even if the instructor did not say that I could or that it was a group project. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we have mostly false and a true. True. Why did you say true? It's okay. Why did you say true?
Because we share ideas.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. And why did somebody say false? She said because we can share ideas. Why did somebody say false?
Because the instructor didn't tell you to do so.
The instructor didn't tell you to do so. So the real answer is depends. Oh, did you give one to her? It depends. So if the instructor said you may not work with other people on this, then it's pretty clear you can't. But if they didn't say, the best way to figure that out is to what? Ask. So it depends. It could mean that they mean that you can work, you work together and learn and talk about the concepts, but don't do the report together, right? So you have to check on that. True or false? When struggling to begin a paper or report, I can read a friend or classmate's report or lab paper for ideas. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we have hesitant people over here. 1, I said 1, I said 1, hold it up. False and trues. Okay, why true?
Well, if you refer to whatever you refer to, then you have to cite it.
Yeah, so she's saying if you refer to it and you cite it, then you're fine. That's true. And why did somebody say false? I saw some false over here.
It's not your own idea.
It's not your own idea. Well, again, it depends. I didn't give you a depends card. So yeah, if you use it and you cite it, it's fine. But if you just copy from the whole thing, then that's cheating, right? So, and again, if you use it and cite it, the professor might say, well, I'm glad you were honest about it, but that's not a good source for you to use, and you'll lose some points, but at least you won't be called dishonest, right? So if you look at another person's paper, you better tell the professor you did. My caution to you, remember, was at 3 a.m., when you're tired and stressed and pressured, you may be tempted to copy, and then you're not submitting your own work. So it was my saying be careful. Okay, I can take an exam for a friend who is in danger of failing the class, thus being deported from the US. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we have mostly false, but one holding up a true sign. He's your friend. He's your friend. So why did somebody else say false? Why is it cheating? He's your friend. He needs your help. Right, isn't it just helping somebody? Who said it was cheating? Yeah. Huh? Isn't it just helping? It's not cheating if it's helping, right? Yeah. If he fails, he might get deported. So it's okay to help him? Oh, okay. Because it's his own exam. The reason I bring this up, and I left my clicker at the front, but yes, it is false. You can't do that. The reason I bring this up is because oftentimes, for many of us, for most of us, human beings, loyalty to a friend is a more important value. It trumps. It is more important than other values. And so, we could think of a whole bunch of situations where somebody wouldn't blame you for putting loyalty above honesty. In this situation, we would blame you. You would get in trouble. You would get in trouble, and your friend would get in trouble, and you'd both get deported, probably, suspended, and therefore you'd have to leave the country. How could you be helping a friend without cheating? What else could you do for your friend?
Maybe ask the professor for help.
Ask the professor for help. Encourage your friend to go to the professor and ask for help. I heard something else? Help them study. Yeah. Help them figure out the course concepts. Refer them to other resources. So you can still help a friend without cheating, right? True or false? I can allow a friend who could not study for a test because of his mother's illness to look on my test just for a little bit of help. I'm not going to take it for them. I'm not going to stop them from looking at my paper. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we have a couple of trues. Oh, you're doing both. Is that your sign for depends? Nice. Why are you saying depends? Well, you don't really cite in exams. Hey, thanks to my neighbor for giving me the answer to this question. I'm glad you raised that, because that's a really good point. You can do that for papers, but you're not supposed to do it on exams, because exams, you're not supposed to be getting any help. So the answer is no, of course, false. And I bring this up because sometimes we think, I didn't let them cheat. It's not my fault they cheated off me. I didn't stop them, but I didn't actively let them. It's still your fault if you let them. You got to cover up your own exam. Again, you can be loyal to the friend and help them out by encouraging them to get help, to reach out to the professor. I can copy parts or all of a computer program from a friend, former student, or website for use in one of my own assignments. True or false? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I almost fell. True? Okay, you're the only true. What do you say? Cite. You could cite it. Yeah? Why did you say false? Copy. It's copying. So, oops. I would say false in this case. It's true you wouldn't be called dishonest if you cited it. So that is true. But usually computer programming assignments, it's less about copying what other people have done. Unless the professor tells you, hey, go to this site and use part of their code and build on it or change it, then it's okay because it's honest, right? They know you're doing it. They've asked you to do it. But if you're going to the site, again, if you at least cite it, you won't be called dishonest. But you might lose a couple of points. Grades, yeah. Okay, you've got your graded exam back. You've taken an exam, you got it back, it's been graded, and you see one of your answers that got marked wrong, and you're thinking, no, oh my God, I meant to say this, and I gave an incomplete answer. I'm just going to write on the exam to show and give it back to the professor to show them that I knew the answer all along. It was just a mistake in the moment. You can do this true, or you can't do this false. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. False. Yeah. That is true that it's false. And a reason I mention this one is we do have some dishonest people who really do change an answer and hand it back and try and pretend that it was right all along. That's obviously cheating. But I have, again, some very naive, very well-meaning students who really just want to demonstrate to the professor that they're smarter than the exam score makes it seem. And so they innocently, say that, change the answer and then give it back to professor just to say, see, I know what I'm doing. But the professor thinks you want it regraded and that you're saying you had it right all along, and it's a misunderstanding. So never write on your exams and then give them back to your professor. Okay? If you want to talk to a professor about a certain answer, then you go see them during their office hours with the exam in hand, but you don't write on it first. Don't change anything about an exam that's already been graded. Okay?